It is man's natural sickness to believe that he possesses the truth. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. If you are willing to go out on a limb, the tree of life holds endless possibilities. Only dead fish go with the flow. The control of large numbers is possible, and like unto that of small numbers, if we subdivide them. Everything has to be all right. Maybe not today, but eventually. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. If you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. What the caterpillar calls the end, the rest of the world calls a butterfly. Celebrate true friends. They are a part of you that always sparkles. Don't be afraid to challenge the pros, even in their own backyard. In your own life, it's important to know how spectacular you are. If freedom is short of weapons, we must compensate with willpower. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. In war, then, let your great object be victory, not lengthy campaigns. Most of what matters in our lives takes place in our absence. I am not good at noticing when I'm happy, except in retrospect. As long as you can use your hands, the world is your oyster. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. The truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you. Some people look for a beautiful place, others make a place beautiful. When your opponent gives you an opening, be swift as a hare. Life is 10% what you make it, and 90% how you take it. Sometimes when hardships knock, it's just life. Do not take it personal. Never get bitter. Life is a medley of good and bad ingredients. We have to speak the truth always, at any cost, and no matter what. Life provides chances to open your heart all the time. Doubting your judgments is the beginning of enlightenment. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Life is not about living the safer option. Life is about living a life worth living. A tiny change today brings a dramatically different tomorrow. Life happens, shit happens, and it happens a lot, to a lot of people. It's always the ones who are the quietest, who often have the greatest things to say. What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others. Every second alive is the greatest gift we will ever know. Don't bite off more than you can chew, because nobody looks attractive spitting it back out. Weak people revenge, strong people forgive, intelligent people ignore. If you are strong, appear weak, but if you are weak, appear strong. Truth is a straight line you sometimes need to curve. You should know that by now. Anyone who does anything creative is always going to want to change. When inequality takes root, a garden of problems flourishes. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. Every act of goodness is born from our desire to be happy. I am thankful for all of those who said no to me. It's because of them I'm doing it myself. No one else has ever opened doors for me. I opened them myself. Next to trying and winning, the best thing is trying and failing. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Imagination is the highest form of research. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. Be willing to leave the ground behind if you want to fly. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. Once friends as batchmates, but now different batches divide us. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up, but when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. In war, practice dissimulation and you will succeed. Winning isn't enough. The acme of all skill is to defeat your enemy before taking the field. Wit seduces by signaling intelligence without nerdiness. It's hard not to feel happy when you make someone smile. You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. Pessimistic tidak, lebih daripada sikap takbur mendahului nasib. There is nothing frightening in the dark if you just face it. Creativity is intelligence having fun. The right mindset is the first step towards the journey. We must meet the challenge rather than wish it were not before us. If you only shine light on your flaws, all your perfects will dim. I have never known any distress that an hour's reading did not relieve. The man who has forgotten self may be said to have entered heaven. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching, doing as you say you would do. Heaven does without doing. Through its purity, earth does without doing through its calmness. Once you stop learning, you start dying. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. The eye sees only what the mind is prepared to comprehend. Great knowledge sees all in one. Small knowledge breaks down into the many. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I am trying to awake. Everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. Doing nothing is better than being busy doing nothing. All wars are won or lost before they are ever fought. Some men never die, and some men never live, but we're all alive tonight. If at first you don't succeed, destroy all evidence that you tried. I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened. If it keeps you happy, keep it quiet. Great knowledge is universal. Small knowledge is limited. Great words are inspiring. Small words are chatter. Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking spaces. It can only take a moment to waste the rest of your life. Forget injuries. Never forget kindnesses. Stay quiet about your goals. Soon your results will do all the talking. If water derives lucidity from stillness, how much more the faculties of the mind? Sometimes your only available transportation is a leap of faith. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. But every difference of opinion is not a difference of principle. The most important thing about a technology is how it changes people. Those who realize their folly are not true fools.